But first, what we think we knew about the murder of Tupac Shakur might not be true at all, according to grand jury transcripts obtained by Channel 13, which indicate that it may not have been gangster Orlando Anderson who fired on the BMW Shakur was riding in back in 1996. Our Brian Horwath has the new developments.
According to testimony offered to a Clark County grand jury, it's possible that someone other than Orlando Anderson shot rapper Tupac Shakur on September 7, 1996. Grand jury documents reveal a gang associate of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a member of the Southside Compton, California Crips gang, testified that Anderson was not the trigger man. Instead, he says it was another member of the gang, DeAndre Big Dre Smith, who fired the fatal shots that led to the eventual death of Shakur. Denvonta Lee told the grand jury the reason for the shooting was revenge for a beating suffered by Anderson on September 6th at the MGM Grand.
Members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank inside the MGM. And at that time, they began to kick and punch him.
Death Row Records, Shakur's record label back then, employed some Mob Piru Bloods gang members for security purposes. And Mob Piru didn't get along with the Southside Compton Crips, and their MGM encounter set the stage for what happened to Tupac.
Little did anyone know that it is this incident right here that would ultimately lead to the retaliatory shooting and death of Tupac Shakur.
Though the favored theory has long held that Anderson fired the shots, Lee, a self-described affiliate of the Southside Crips, testified it was Smith blasting from the back seat of the Cadillac. Lee testified that it was about retribution and that Anderson, quote, wasn't coming back to Compton without nothing being done, unquote. Lee says Davis decided on the get-even plan and was the one who passed the firearm to Anderson. But because Orlando didn't have a clear shot, instead it was Smith, who was in the driver's side backseat of the Cadillac, who fired on the BMW driven by Suge Knight with Shakur in the passenger seat. Kathy Scott, a former Las Vegas newspaper reporter who wrote a book about Shakur's murder, says it was well known that Anderson bragged about committing the shooting.
It was Orlando going around telling in Compton, going around, I capped Tupac, I capped Tupac.
Lee's explanation to the grand jury, according to the transcript, Smith simply allowed Anderson to, quote, get this glory, unquote, at the time because gang culture required Anderson to avenge his beatdown to retain his street credibility.
That money machine, yep, that money machine. Broke niggas talk shit, I feed my money machine. Big bank, take love back, nah I mean. I'ma be up all night feeding my money machine. This that money machine talk, I rock steady, no bebop. I bubble low like crock pot, I'm really seen like Sasquatch. That big boy brag, now I'm sitting around playing John Madden. I hustle for it, you shook, what the hell that mean? That's hustle backwards.